Well, good afternoon, and that
Yeah,
it's
Raj, you
this.
beautiful motherfuckers.
Yep, it's Raj and the grumpy old man doing what we need to be doing.
And the good thing about it is,
So
next week I go back to normal. So
yeah, next week
Doing what
happy
we
hour is definitely going to be
yeah,
on Jesse's channel.
yeah, it'll go back to normal. Like I said, I'll do Tuesday. I do my music stream like I usually do.
Which I'll
Wednesday,
be on there.
sleep, and then Fridays happy hour. So I'll go back to
Right.
normal next week.
Well, let's see.
And
First
next
person.
Tuesday, I'm going to start the music stream a little early. And I'm going to start the music stream a little early. And it's going to be like a thanks for everything that everybody's done for me here the past couple of weeks. And if you want to request a song, I'll do my best to keep up, because usually when they get requesting songs, I have to sit here and keep writing them, then writing them and writing them. And sometimes I miss one, and sometimes I'll, might not play one, but I'm going to start it a little early. I don't know. It depends on what time I get off work, but I'm going to try to start it around 3 and run it to about, what's a good time? So like about 6, 6:30, 3.5
About
hours.
6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, something like
3 to
that.
6 is good.
3,
You
I'll
don't
try
want
to
to
do
wear
it from
yourself
3 to
out.
6. If not, I'll do it from 4 to 7. So I plan on doing it for 3 hours. That's if YouTube allows me to do it now. So, but
Okay, so we got Pizza Woman was the first person to jump in. Good to see my dear Pizza Woman. Michael
What's up,
Ho showed up, and Georgia Forever. Let's see. So some of the usual suspects are in the house, which is
yeah, we'll have the usual ones.
good thing. Well, Jesse cracks the rear. Well, as Jesse called it, Battle Angel is here, even though we're pretty sure she's in a car. I mean, I saw a picture of her on Facebook. She's in a car with Lou. So
Sorry to hear about that, Jeff. I know what you're going through. Trust me. About 2.5 weeks ago, my childhood best friend passed, and I'm telling you, I wasn't in a good frame of mind for about 2 days.
Yep. I had that was a while ago, but one of my best friends all through high school, and still one of my best friends. Talk all the time. He came up with a bit of an illness himself, and he wasn't himself for a while, and it did really.
I remember you telling the story about that.
Because he's the same age as I am, and it's like, there but for the grace of God go I,
Yeah, I remember you telling that story about that.
Yeah. Let's see. We're putting the StreamYard link. I'll get the word out. I'll get that out. Yeah. We with the happy hour, just like Jesse does it, and we'll do it again on his channel. We put the happy hour link in right away.
Yeah. Hey, good.
So
Hey, man, good, my bro. I hear you, buddy. I know we was talking about that last week, or actually, no, we was talking about that Wednesday.
Yep. I'm sure Mr. Hog will be jumping in real quick, and probably J-Dub, and probably Battle Angel will jump in and be speaking to 2 people.
Shit, get started.
Now, because and Caleb is here. Good to see you.
What's up,
Now,
Caleb?
because I'm a cheap guy and I haven't gone ahead and paid for the upgraded version of StreamYard, we got a 6-person limit in here, so I'm going to be rotating people in and out. And Mike was in the back room, but he died real quick. But we'll be rotating people in and out. So,
man, dude, if you're just doing this like you're doing, I wouldn't do the fucking paid StreamYard. I just do the one you're doing now. I mean, because honestly, unless you plan on having 10 fucking people in here, sometimes it's a clusterfuck, because you get people fucking jacking. If you don't want all that, just keep what you got.
Well, I'm going to keep what I got, mostly because I only stream. Normally, I only stream about once a week. So
About once a week, yeah.
Although I'd like to add another. I'd like to add another day because reasons.
I would. Because there's a lot of time nobody's doing anything certain times of the day. I mean, like Nobody does anything Saturday.
That's
You know
true.
Nobody does anything Sunday.
Pretty soon people are going to be doing things on Saturday.
Well, they're going to be watching football, yeah, but I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, hell, you could pop on at like 10 o'clock in the morning on fucking Saturday morning. A lot of people's going to probably be watching you because, I mean, after Lou goes off or however long he streams on his Patreon or whatever,
I'll be happy to stream on Sunday because fuck it, I'm not watching that pro shit. So whatever. Everyone and their mother is talking about adding Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of it. It's getting boring already. I mean, it sounds like it's a done deal anyway. So
I don't know what is it. I mean, they can't just up and say they're coming. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be what? Probably it's 2021. So you would think by what 2024, 2025 they'll have it done, or is it going to be something going to be done by the end of fucking this season and then start next season?
I figured the earliest they could probably bring those two teams in and realign the
25, yeah, I thought too. 2025, yep.
Yeah, probably 2025 because all the schedules are made through 2025.
Yeah.
J-Dub's in the background. What's up, Mr. Gump?
Oh, hey, yeah, Raj and Shabbat Shalom.
J-Dub.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Leroy Jenkins, good to see you in here, sir.
Can't stay long, fellas. I only got a few minutes here. I'm going to have to run an unexpected errand, but I thought I'd just drop in and say, yeah, it certainly sounds like this is going to happen. It's I feel like I'm in a sci-fi movie, and they've just announced that a fucking asteroid the size of Texas is headed to the Earth, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it.
Oh shit!
I mean, this Texas Oklahoma thing. In the words of Jim Morrison and the Doors, this is the end. The end, my friend, the end.
I just don't see what Texas and Oklahoma are going to bring that's going to make the SEC better.
Well, here's what I fear. You take that, you toss in the name, image, and likeness, right. toss in the free transfers, toss in the 12-team playoff. And you know what you get? You get the NFL LITE.
Well, yeah, but then again,
I think a lot of the things that make college football unique are about to die in about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
It is what it is. You can't do nothing about it. They want to join, let them join. I mean, it's just. Hey, I know we're talking about the Texas Oklahoma thing, but. Hey, I just got another fucking thing on my phone. The second assistant coach has been fired and let go because he refused to get the vaccine. The Vikings assistant coach got fired. The Patriots assistant coach just got fired.
For refusing to get the vaccine. Was it DeAndre Hopkins? One of the players came out and ripped the NFL the other day about the.
Wasn't he on the Pat McAfee show today? Was that him?
Somebody, one of the, was it DeAndre Hopkins? I can't remember who it is. I don't want to say the guy's name and then be wrong, but somebody came out.
Somebody was on the Pat McAfee show today, basically saying, "Fuck them." You know, if I don't want it, I don't have to fucking get it. Okay, you know, this is my job or whatever. But don't fucking tell me either you can get it or you're not playing. The
problem he has with that is he signed a contract, and if they want to tell him. You can't grow a mustache. They can tell him you can't grow a mustache.
Right.
If they want to tell him when you come to work for me, you got to wear a black T-shirt. Well, by God, you got to wear a black T-shirt to work. I mean, there's certain things. Now, politically, I agree. They shouldn't be able to tell him that. But I mean, as far as labor law goes, I mean, if they want to say we're going to require that you have the vaccine, I don't know that. Legally, he has much of a leg to stand on.
Right. I wonder what the players' union, which was one of the things that ruined pro sports.
I'll tell you something.
Never mind that.
It's my body, my fucking choice. My body, my fucking choice. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
But Jesse, if your employer told you in order for us to give you loads and to get and to pay you, we're going to require that you be clean shaven.
Well,
I
then I
mean,
go find another job.
okay, well that's what Hopkins can do then. I mean, I'm just,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to be an ass about it. I'm just saying the
Right. No,
employer,
you're right. You're right.
the employer does have some say here. I don't like it, but he does. I mean, you know.
Well, and the National Felons League is a private company. I mean, they're not public.
Right.
Well, they're not a
Right.
public entity, so they can set their own rules. Now, I'm sure the players' union is going to have something to say about it, but if they want to require that players have to be vaccinated before they can take the field, legally they're within their rights to do it. Now, legal is different from, is that morally right? Is it morally right for one man to tell another man what he has to do with his body? I mean, you can make that argument, and they're probably going to make that argument in court somewhere.
If Celine Driver was working for my corporation and it would protect my assets and financially protect me to require Celine to be vaccinated, guess what, Celine? You're going to get vaccinated, buddy. I mean, you know,
I resign.
Right. I mean, that doesn't mean that I morally like it. I just understand where it's coming from. And I think what, you know, I don't know how much people are paying attention to the Olympics, but just wait. You just know there's going to be some fucking bomb go off over at the Olympics on this COVID thing. Some team that's going to win the gold medal or some hotshot athlete who's not vaccinated is going to get caught, and then the whole fucking thing is going to blow up. And the Japs are acting like fucking Nazis. Sorry, Celine, but they're acting like fascists.
No, they are. I mean, you don't have to apologize to me. I know what the Japanese hosts are doing. They're locking down. I mean, the Japanese and the Europeans don't have the traditions that we have with respect to personal freedoms. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they are that they are locking down hard way. What I find funny is that the sports media, as far left crazy as they are having conniptions over it. I mean, you guys are the ones that are propping this kind of crap up. And oh, by the way, in a society run by, you know, the likes of those people, your industry is the first one that's gonna be on the chopping block. But that's another story. But I mean, they're looking at it like, oh, all these restrictions, and everything. How can they? Is it? You know what? They can. It's their fucking country, their country, their rules, and they don't have a constitution to fall back on.
About Japan, I can say this. You may have heard me mention this before. A good friend of mine, in fact, one of my best friends in the whole world, I was in his wedding not too long ago. He lives in Beaver Falls, right outside of Joe Namath's hometown, right outside of Pittsburgh. He's a professor at Carnegie Mellon. So that just tells you a little bit about how smart this guy is. This guy lived in Niigata, Japan, which is due north of Tokyo and is about 3 million people. He taught at Niigata University for 18 years. And here's talk about coincidence, talk about Godzilla. The day he moved back to the United States to take this job at Carnegie Mellon, on that day, he's in the air in a Japan Airlines 747 when the pilot comes on to announce that the tsunami has hit the nuclear plant in Fukushima. I mean, he's literally flying back on that day. But anyway, he's perfectly fluent in Japan. He knows that he's my go-to source on everything Japanese. And he says the culture there is that, I mean, they very much like political liberties that the Americans brought to them after the war, but they're still an Asian culture. They're still at their core Japanese. And if the government tells them to do something, at their core, they're not inclined to immediately suspect the government of foul play as we would here. Yeah. They're much more of a go along, get along society than we are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And certainly much more than the United States.
That's in their culture. Our culture is one of
Right.
The government
It's
should
not
be small and limited, or at least it used to
Red
be.
Pitt, what's up, my man?
right. They're not anti-American. It's just who they are as Japanese.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as the Olympics are concerned, from my point of view, A, I don't care. B, I don't care.
Right.
C, I don't care. D, I'm not going to waste my time because E, I don't care. So,
Well, what about the people like me and my son and my wife who supposedly got it, had no fucking symptoms, perfectly
Right.
fucking fine, was deemed asymptomatic? Where's my fucking asymptomatic card at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where's my fucking little slip saying, I don't, you know what I mean? They don't talk about that though. You know, it's all about non-vax. It's all about that, you know.
The only thing that concerns me, Jesse, about you, and this has been an ongoing concern of mine, and I know
what's up,
that
Caleb?
Celine is probably going to share that, and that is when I see you on camera, I see you surrounded by all this Georgia shit in the background, and it makes me a little worried for you.
Yeah, well, I'll bend over and give you the go.
Just to change the subject a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know
all
me.
the
Go dogs, baby.
all
Can't
the
wait,
Georgia-
man. Goddamn, I can't wait.
Yeah, all the
Fucking
Georgia
wait.
stuff. All the Georgia stuff means he has a free steroid.
Oh, it's pretty sexy. Ain't it,
It
Caleb?
kind of
You like it,
it,
don't
it used to offend my eyes, but I just don't look at it anymore.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
by the
wrong?
way,
Hey, fellas,
the champ is here.
The champ
The
is here.
champ is
What's up,
here.
champ?
hey,
What
I've
up,
got to
champ?
run.
What you doing?
I've got to run over to the athletic department at Drake right now. So I'll probably join the comment section a little bit later on if you're still going. Thanks for having me in. Everybody stay safe. God bless y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
right,
ya.
J-Dub.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you later, there, big
J-Dub,
guy.
always appreciate your support. And we'll be going till 6 today at least, maybe even longer, depending. You know, although doesn't Mike Vick go live at 6 on
Yeah,
Friday?
he goes to 6, yeah.
Yeah, I probably don't want to step on Mike Vick. If you know, I don't. I mean, I like Mike Vick. I don't want to, you know, interrupt his.
Yeah, I usually
thing,
shut it
but,
down about 5 minutes before or something. That way everybody can
Yeah,
go
I'll
in
probably do the
there.
same thing. Now, again, reminder: I put in the chat. I put a link to the StreamYard. We're going to rotate people in and out because I am only limited to 6 people because I'm cheap. I did put the PayPal link in the chat as well. Again, always appreciated, never expected. And of course, the super chat button is there too. And please don't forget to click the like button. We're staying well ahead of the trolls today, which is good.
Oh, that sucks.
But the one troll showed up at least. And Huffer Billy Paws showed up while we were talking to J-Dub.
I agree, Rick. I agree.
Here.
I agree, buddy. Hey, man, I've been watching your
Now-
damn watch videos here lately, man. I've been getting damn interested in that shit. I don't know what it is, man. I'm just like, all right, so they put another watch video out. Let me see what he's got.
Well, you know, the thing about, I mean, I know Jesse, you like cars. Maybe, I mean, I don't know how deep you are into cars, but I know you like cars. I know a lot of people in here, you know, have a love of cars at some level or another. I find that, pardon me, I find that a lot of car guys love these little watches, you know, because it's mechanical.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
it
mean-
is. Every time you make one, I'm like, oh shit, let me go watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because it just fascinates me, man. Like, I'm not, like I said, I showed you the watches I have. I only have a couple, but the couple that I have are nice, you know. And
Yeah.
it's made me want to get one eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe when I turn 50 or something, I'll get me a real nice one. Or, you know, maybe, you know, get something from maybe something from my wife or
What's
something.
up, Jason?
Hey, what's up?
Well, you know,
Hey, what's up, man?
I'd be happy to help you anytime you want with that. You know, when it comes time to, and it goes for anybody that watches, you know, my channel, any subscriber or anybody in the chat or whatever. I hope all the people in the chat are subscribers. If you got a question, you know, if you want to buy a watch, I mean, if you want to get in the hobby, great. If you just need to get a watch because you need to get a watch,
Oh, Huff Billy
You wanna
Paul's right.
ask
It's just
questions?
different too. It's just different, something to watch. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to help you. I mean, we got. I mean, as somebody who's a watch collector, and I'm on my second go round of collecting watches now, and I'm never going to quit now because of my pops, but I feel the need to try and get a few more people into the hobby, because I mean, like Caleb's generation, and I'm not picking on Caleb, and he disappears. But Caleb's generation, for example, you know, they don't buy watches. They got these damn things, and they have clocks in them, and
well, people don't have
hobbies. They do.
You know, people don't have.
And if they do buy a watch, it's usually one of them dumb. They're one of those soulless smart watches that have no soul and go obsolete in about half
Kevin,
an hour.
what's up, buddy? I should have fucking called you earlier, man. You should have. I told you to come on over for a while.
I mean, great thing about watches are, regular watches is they don't go obsolete.
See,
they don't go unsupported.
He said I'm here, but mad.
Uh oh.
Who done pissed you off, bro?
Who's mad?
Sea Dog West.
Yeah.
Why Sea Dog? Wait a minute. Oh, there's Sea Dog. Well, why are you mad, Sea Dog? Ain't because of me. I hope. Kevin's here. Okay, yeah. K Dog is here. Coke Zero. What's happening with Coke Zero? Anybody else drop in here while I'm looking?
Hey, this is funny. I called for some reason, man. I had a hanker for fucking pizza last night, and I told my mom, I was like, well, my mother-in-law, I said, hey, I'm gonna order some pizza for us or whatever, what you want. And she said the normal. I called Pizza Hut, and she said, hey, this is Susan in Pizza Hut in Statham. Can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I'm placing order for delivery. We're not delivering for the foreseeable future. I said, why? She says, because I can't get no goddamn body to work. And I started laughing my ass off. Oh my God. I said, well, all right, I'll call you later. I'll see you later then. I was like, well, it was fucking hilarious when she said that. She said, I can't get no goddamn body to work.
Yeah, nobody wants to work anymore.
Well, no, they don't.
We got a really good pizza place around here called Joey D's. They're Chicago style stuff, but they do New York style pizza too. So yeah, but they do.
I wish I would have recorded it. I swear it was fucking the most hilarious thing I ever heard. We ain't got no. I can't get no goddamn body to work. Champ, what's up, baby?
What's up, Champ?
Yeah, Raj, you beautiful mother truckers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's mad. They said Texas and Oklahoma was trying to come to SEC.
Yeah, they can come
And
and go
he
like
drops
Lou
off.
said. They can go 8-4 every year.
They might go 7-5 in the SEC, because in the SEC
What's
we
up,
play
man?
defense.
Me and Wilkie was talking the other day, and because I had told him I had been up to West Virginia a few times when I was younger or whatever, and I was telling him about that
You wanna
mountain.
try that again?
And he said, yeah, I go down the same mountain. He sent me a damn picture with a damn truck run off the goddamn truck runaway, went off the fucking mountain and hit another truck. It like a goddamn fucking Hiroshima fucking F9 bomb went off. I was like, holy fuck.
Wilkie's here.
White.
Let's see Wilkie. What's up,
So,
champ?
what's going on, guys? So, in regards to watches, since this is Celine's show, and he likes
No, it's
watches.
Jesse's show. It's just on my channel.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Since it's on Celine's channel, y'all were talking about watches. I bought my son a marathon watch for him to take to basic training on Monday. So
I got 3 marathons. Great watch.
yeah. So it does military time and all that fun stuff. But my dad never gave me a watch, and I think that's something I've seen other dads do is like give their kids a watch, for special occasions. Like, you used to get a watch when you're retired and, things like that. It's kind of a momentous occasion. So when I gave my son that watch to take to basic, it actually kind of hit my wife. Like, she kind of teared up over it. And she goes, she's like, I've never seen you do something like that. She goes, you're always so hard on him. I was like, yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
You got to be hard on him. To make him
those
mad.
watches Celine gave us at the Slav Olympics, those Casios?
yeah.
I came home that Sunday or whatever, and I had unpacked my bag, and I had put that watch on the counter, that Casio. Ethan looked at me and he said, yeah, he said, Daddy, what's that? And I said, Celine Driver got you a watch. I just switched the conversation right quick. He said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Here, son, here's your watch," because he has one, but he outgrowed it, and he put it on, and he was like, "Daddy, I love this thing." And we got the instructions and figured out how to set the time and all that stuff on it. Well, about 3 or 4 days goes by, and a bunch of kids were making fun of him. They called him a geek and a nerd. Why you got a watch like that or whatever? So he took it off, and I said, "Why ain't you wearing your watch to school anymore?" He said, "Well, they made fun of me." I said, "Put it back on. Don't worry about this thing." Well, that same day, a kid had said something to him, and his teacher pulled up his arm, his sleeve or his shirt, and he had one of those, it's a stretch band, Casio, the old school ones, silver ones. He looked at my son and he said, "Only smart people wear Casios, buddy." He says, Don't pay attention to what they say." He hugged my son. He said, "That's the coolest watch you can have right now." He said, "None of these cool kids got watches like me and you got." And that right there, man, taught me a lot about that teacher.
That's
Mr. Hammerlin. And because he loved Ethan, and he said, "Don't pay no attention to them kids, what they say."
That's too.
But like I said, he had pulled his shirt up, and he had one of the most stretch band Casios on. He said, "You see that watch right there?" He said, "That's what smart people wear." He said, these other kids ain't smart and ain't cool like we are." He said, "We're the only two cool people in this school." You know what I'm saying? It made my son's whole day. He wears that thing proudly.
That's awesome.
Everywhere we go, I gotta get my watch, Daddy. I gotta get my watch.
Kids are mean.
That's a good story, and that's something to respect people on.
I'm glad I could kind of be a part of that.
Yeah.
But Brett, I mean, Marathon specifically makes watches for not only the U.S. military but a bunch of other militaries as well.
Yep, that's why I bought it.
Now I have 3, but the one I particularly, the one I really love the most is it's called the JSAR, the Jumbo Search and Rescue. Big sucker, 46 millimeter.
Yeah.
And they made a special version for the Israeli special forces called Yaman, YAMAM. And I got one. It took me a while to find one because they didn't make a lot of them, but I bought that one specifically because it was Israeli military. And they have the day and date on in there, and the day wheel is in Hebrew.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I actually had to download a picture of the Hebrew to English translation so I could set the day right because I don't speak Hebrew as good as I used to.
Well, I mean, we know when you were a young man that used to be a common language, but now that you've gotten older.
Yep, that's true enough. But the nice thing about the really nice thing about the marathons is instead of using like loom, you know what loom is, right?
Right. Yeah.
The glow in the dark stuff. Instead of using like painted on what they call luminova, the marathons use these little tubes filled with tritium. So they glow for about 25 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the little tritium tubes. I think they put an orange one at the 12 o'clock, and then all the other ones are green, and they put green tritium tubes on the hands. And those tritium tubes are good for about 20, 25 years.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah, and Celine, the problem with watches in my generation, most people in my generation, not me though, don't know how to read a clock.
Yeah.
Well, most people your age, Caleb, can't write cursive or read cursive either.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was
getting ready to the same fucking thing, Brett. I was gonna say most of you motherfuckers can't even fucking write cursive or even read it.
Well,
but that's pretty cool, Brett. I mean, you basically gave your son an heirloom device. I mean, you give it to him, and then at the appropriate point, I mean, that watch, if he, it just takes care of it, and it's a marathon, so it'll take a good beating. He can pass that down to his son at some point.
Well,
I got my grandfather's pocket watch. Y'all remember those back in the day? They used to hang them on the pants.
Man, have you guys ever heard the story about that watch from his grandfather?
No, I haven't.
Man, you talking about in Pulp Fiction?
What actually happened was that his grandfather was a POW. and his friend carried that watch in his ass.
Yeah, it's on
For
Pulp
10 years.
Fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me cringe, but all right.
Oh yeah, happy
Hey,
birthday,
Brett, Mike Hogue wants to know which model marathon you got him.
I don't even know, man. My son's at home right now, and I'm out working. But I gave it to him before I left this morning. But
That's cool, man. That is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now my dad has a hell of a watch collection, and you know, I mean, the unspoken truth, the unspoken obvious is that at some point I'm going to inherit all that. But I don't think about it that much. But he has given me a few watches over time, and the first one he ever gave me was I told the story about that in one of my videos. Is a hell of a nice watch. It's not the fanciest watch out there, to be sure. It doesn't have to be, but it is going to be the one that has the most significance to me because it's the first one he ever gave me. And he gave it to me at a point where I wasn't collecting watches. Right. I think what he was trying to do is trying to jumpstart the idea in my head.
Yeah, veer you toward that direction, basically.
Yeah, we forgot to mention this before we started, but it's Battle Angel's birthday, so just give a shout out to her and say happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
She's
birthday.
legal drinking age now.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah. Battle Angel's got to be legal now, I guess.
Yeah, she's legal beagle now.
Maybe she can even vote too.
You know what the old saying? You know what the old saying is about 21, don't you?
What's that?
You're finally old enough to do all the things legally you've already been doing for years.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, I got somebody in the background that says OU's SEC bias. I have no idea who this is. Who do we think it is?
Not even gonna say it.
Oh, too many words for Chaz. He's normally short and sweet, so it's not him.
You think it might be who I think it is?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to turn his camera on because he probably can't. Should I trust it?
Yes.
I have a feeling. All right. I think I know who it is. All right. TC Cincinnati. Now, who do we know in Cincinnati?
FC Cincinnati, yeah.
Well, I'm old and my eyes are shot. Leave me alone. Well, you're on there, OU's SEC bias. You say some damn thing.
What's up, Salim?
What's up?
You don't know who this is?
No, I don't recognize the voice.
It's Gator Zone.
Oh, it's Gator Zone. Okay. Oh, that's right. Gator Zone lives in Cincinnati. Duh. I haven't spoken to you in a good long time.
Have you guys discussed the conference realignment?
No, we hadn't gotten to that subject. I bounced that around on. I bounced that around on other streams, but
we touched base.
In fact, we were bouncing that around on Wednesday. We were talking about that on Wednesday. A possible, pie in the sky if you were king for a day kind of thing. If I were king for a day, I was going to kick Vandy and Arkansas out of the SEC, put Auburn in the East, and then put Texas and Oklahoma in the West.
Well, I mean, Texas and Oklahoma, they're both going to get them ass whoopings by every team in the SEC, basically. So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Now, before we go down this road a little too deep, because actually it's a good topic, Gator Zone, but I was thinking back just now to Lou's live stream this morning, and that jerk off. What was his name? The idiot Texas fan. I forgot his name, and we lost Brett. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
Yeah, he was an idiot Texas fan anyway. But Oh God, where was I going? Oh, I typed in the comment in the chat. I said I want to. If it were up to me, I'd kick Vanderbilt out of the SEC. And he spouted something that sounded like bullshit, and I haven't been able to confirm or deny it, but it sounded like bullshit. Where he said the SEC has a rule that you have to have a private university in the conference. That sounds like bullshit to me. What do you guys think?
It sounds like bullshit to me, but I didn't even know that they had changed the restrictions on who can enter the conference. Because before Texas A&M and Missouri joined, if memory serves me best, I thought you had to have a unanimous vote by all members on whether or not a team could join.
Well, no, I mean, so to restrict, from my understanding, to restrict a team from entering the SEC, you have to have 4 teams just say no.
Yes, that's the current one, but I thought I thought that it may have never changed, may have always been that way, but I thought it was always the reason why Clemson and Florida State were never on the table.
Well, Clemson can stay in the almost competitive conference and dominate. They come in the SEC, they're 9-3.
Yeah. Now remember, guys. Hang on a second. Now remember, guys. I put the StreamYard link in the chat. We're going to rotate people in and out. So if we're limited to 6, but if you want to come into the background, we'll rotate people in and out as we need to. So don't be scared to come into the yard. I honestly don't. I'm still trying to figure out, and somebody's got to help me with this. I'm still trying to figure out what in the name of God does Texas and Oklahoma bring to the SEC?
Not shit.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, Texas and Oklahoma can say, "Oh, we'd like to join the SEC." What do you bring to the table? You don't play fucking defense, so you're going to bring down you're going to get boat raced in the SEC by the better teams that actually do play defense.
Yeah, who plays
and they're going to
defense
clamp
in
down
our
on
league
your
now?
offense.
Celine, who plays defense in the SEC now?
Georgia, Alabama.
Georgia does. Well,
Kentucky?
Florida used to, but they don't anymore. Alabama plays defense to a degree. Auburn plays defense to a degree. LSU plays defense.
How many points did Ole Miss put up on Alabama last year? How many points did
A lot.
we put up on Alabama?
Okay, but you're talking. I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but you're talking about like an anomaly year as far as I'm concerned.
I think obviously there's a lot of records that were put out there, and we're not going to see the likes of Alabama's offense, Florida, and Ole Miss's offense all in the same year. But I'm going to tell you something. I think this is the trend. This is where we're at. This is where the high school football is, and this is where we're at. We've advanced into this just spread offense, put up as many points as you possibly can, and defenses have just not caught on to how – and think of the Big 12, since we've been talking about Texas and Oklahoma. Think of for how many years the Big 12 has struggled to slow teams down from scoring. And they never have gotten it figured out. All the money that they're paying for these defensive coordinators, it's not just talent. It's not just, oh, my God, the offenses in the Big 12 have been amazing. The spread offenses have absolutely destroyed defenses in the Big 12 for years, and they've never been found out. And to date, I can't think of a single time that the spread offense has been stopped without having just sheer terrible talent on that offense, on said offense. But when you start putting 5-star talent in offenses like this, when you can start involving the running backs in the passing game, you start giving your quarterback legs, there really hasn't been a lot of teams that have been able to stop those kind of offenses. So I think the era of SEC defenses are dead and gone.
Yeah, I agree. I think this if you can't put up 38 to fucking 45 points a game, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, Ole Miss had Alabama beat until they fucking tried that fucking fake, stupid ass goddamn kickoff or whatever. They hang 45 on fucking Bama? Wasn't it like 56-45 or 58-40 or some bullshit like that?
It was unbelievable. I can't remember the exact score line, but it was. I think it was the highest.
Put it this way:
game.
Bama would score, Ole Miss would score. It was like a toe-to-toe match offensive because Lane knew what Saban was going to do, and Saban knew what Lane was going to do.
Yep.
So basically, it was who could fucking get to 70 first.
Yeah, Rick. Texas beat half of a Georgia team. Congratulations
You know what I'm saying?
to the Shorthorns.
Yeah.
I just
But
don't.
really,
I just don't see what adding those two teams
It's just the
brings to the
sexiness of
SEC.
those two brands. I mean, it's just the brand image. I mean, it's the same reason why Oklahoma got a Jordan logo on their jersey. It's just Oklahoma brings a pedigree. All those championships, you know.
You know.
Wait a minute.
We can talk about this.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. Hold on. I'm confused. Are we? And I apologize because I got knocked out of the stream here.
No worries.
But are we trying to say that Oklahoma is an awesome football team? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're not saying that they're an awesome football team. I'm talking about the brand. And don't ever cross those two things up. Because look at Michigan. Michigan still got a brand that can be respected by anybody. They've been a terrible football team for years. Same with Tennessee. If people were looking to get Tennessee into the ACC in some crazy world, right? ACC would take them in a heartbeat because of the brand. It has nothing to do with the talent they're putting out there in the football field.
That's the brand and the money.
The money.
It is the brand. It's the name brands that's going to get them the.
But if you and I see what you're saying about the brand, but riddle me this.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma's brand is based on what they're doing in the Big 12, right? So if you bring a Big 12 team into the SEC, and we can argue whether or not the SEC is playing defense right now or not. I think we can all agree, or at least I hope we can, that the SEC teams are playing better defense than the Big 12 teams are. So if Oklahoma comes into the SEC and all of a sudden goes from an 11-1 team or a 12-0 team to a 9-3 team or a 10-2 team or an 8-4 team because they're getting beaten up by the better talent in the SEC, where does that brand go?
Yeah.
Down.
And all this brand talk,
the brand goes down. Their worth as a brand goes down because the product on the field all of a sudden drops.
I promise you that right now.
Okay.
And right now,
I understand that part, but as a whole, their quality of football is going to be perceived as going downhill because now they're not a 12-0 team. Now they're not an 11-1 team. Now they're a 9-3 team.
Yeah,
consistently.
Your team sucks. Your brand.
But when I'm talking about brand, I'm talking about when you think of those teams out there that have a national brand name, like Notre Dame, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama. You know, those big teams that you always talk about. That's what I'm talking about. Brand.
If Oklahoma and Texas go to ACC, if the Oklahoma and Texas goes to SEC, why don't you take Notre Dame and Boise State and put them in the fucking Big 12?
I think they should. I think everyone from the Big 12 is going to have to join the conference eventually. Once Texas and Oklahoma leaves Big 12, it's going to collapse. There's no way they can survive.
The cleanest break, in my opinion, the cleanest break that can happen in this entire shakeup would be to have Kansas to go to the Big 10 and West Virginia to go to the ACC, and the remaining 6 teams in that conference join the Pac-12. That's the cleanest break. And then you can do whatever you want to get the other 2 conferences to 16. But there's no saving the Big 12 if this, in fact, goes official, which, I mean, it sounds like it is.
This is going to be extraordinarily difficult for Oklahoma and Texas to join the SEC for a number of reasons. You got to have 11 of the commissioners agree to do it to start with. So you only got to have 3. You got to have 4 disagree. That's all you got to have is 4. Mm-hmm. Why would Georgia want to have to play Oklahoma or Texas every year? They're not going to. It only dilutes the talent pool, and you're having to fight now to take away players from Texas to come to the SEC, which is what you're doing now. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all three of those go recruit in Texas, and the
Texas
allure
A&M.
is to join, and Texas A&M, and the allure is to pull them out of Texas into an SEC team. So if you let Texas into the SEC, you're diluting what you can get because there's no more SEC appeal. So you're not likely to see all of these commissioners are not going to vote for Texas. And
now let me ask you
Oklahoma
this:
to join SEC.
if Oklahoma State's affiliated with Oklahoma, do they have to move them to the SEC as well?
No.
Do what?
No. Oklahoma State's on their own.
Okay.
You really think that
hold on a
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are going to want to lose that annual game, though?
Well, Texas and Texas A&M did.
Well, I can guarantee you that the Cowgirls are going to be happy. I mean, they're going to be happy they don't.
Missouri lost their game against Kansas when they left. Nebraska lost every rivalry by leaving and going to the Big Ten. Here's one thing I'll say about the comment about all the teams that recruit in the state of Texas. If we're talking about 5-star and high 4-star talent in the state of Texas, who honestly is getting that talent? Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and Texas A&M. Florida's not getting that high-end talent in the state of Texas. I know we wish that we were, but we're having a hard time recruiting our own damn state. Ohio State and Clemson are the only other two teams that can go into Texas and recruit on the level of those teams. Okay? So hear me out. Those 4 teams are the only teams that are going to sit there. Georgia's not going to even face either one of these teams if the alignment goes to 2 divisions, or even if it breaks into pods, they may face one of these teams once every 4 years. So what does Georgia have to worry about with this? The only teams in my mind that would be legitimately worried about the situation of adding Oklahoma and Texas is LSU and Texas A&M.
So you've got 4 schools right out of the gate that I'm going to tell you there's no benefit for any of these 4 schools to vote for Texas. That's Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M. We could make arguments for Florida. We could even make arguments for Tennessee. But there's no benefit for any of these teams for Texas or Oklahoma to join. Now, you could say, these would be bigger games. For how long? 2 years? Texas is basically a fall-apart team right now. And after a few years of Oklahoma being in the SEC, they will turn into Missouri.
Our negotiation with ESPN for a new TV deal is up in 2 years. Do you not think that that's going to benefit every team in the conference largely? If you add those,
no, I don't, because after about 3 years, it'll be about as exciting as watching Georgia play Missouri or Alabama play Missouri. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
Well, that's Missouri. I mean, come on now. That's Missouri.
Was Missouri not?
Brand.
Missouri was never a brand.
Yeah, 2007. Is that
did
what
Missouri
we're
ever win? Hold on. Did Missouri ever win an FCC championship?
They played in it twice, more than Texas A&M, twice as much.
No, I'm just asking. Have they won an SEC championship?
No, they lost to Alabama and Auburn in their 2 chances.
Okay. Do you think?
How long is it going to be before Lincoln Riley gets put to the NFL? Also,
not very long.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you give him another 1 or 2 years, his ass is gone.
Here's what's really happening. Right now, Oklahoma and Texas had a conversation. Texas knows that they're a mediocre team. Yes, they have brand power. I get that. So does Oklahoma right now. Both of those teams realize that if they don't do something quickly, they're stuck in a conference that's going to sink into nothingness, and they're going to go with it. So they're trying to jump ship as quick as they can. Of course, they're going to come to the SEC. But the SEC is going to recognize that. They're going to say no. And then these 2 teams are going to end up either going to the ACC or the Pac-12 or the Big Ten. That's what's going to happen.
Are we talking about in this offseason before this week? Have we been talking about Texas A&M competing for the West this year?
Yeah. Well, how much longer is it? If
they do have a chance, I think, this year.
Listen,
what if Sark has a couple of good years in Texas? Do you think somebody's not going to fucking pluck his ass out from Texas?
Think about it. As legitimate as we have been giving Texas A&M, and even last year, 5th in the nation. This is the same team that went 7-4, 8-5, almost a non-existent, a dying ember in college football. Great tradition, awesome fan base, great stadium atmosphere.
Goddamn, Slang, you had to put that score in there.
They joined the
trying
SEC.
to shut Sea Dog West up.
Sorry, they joined the SEC and they out recruit Texas and Oklahoma. Texas A&M, and you don't think that's going to benefit Texas in any way of joining? It's the state school. It's like saying that Auburn goes off to the ACC and all of a sudden has an amazing recruiting class.
Oh, speaking of Auburn, did you hear earlier?
Alabama back in there, and somehow Auburn's not going to fall off, and Alabama is going to go right back up.
Speaking of Auburn, did you hear what happened earlier?
What happened?
Oh, Tank Bigsby entered the portal. There's a rumor he's visiting Georgia.
Wow.
Oh,
was Zeus not the guy?
I don't know. I just heard that there's a rumor that he entered the transfer portal and he's got to visit Athens.
Yeah, Zeus is going to have 150 yards this year against Florida.
So that,
probably
it just sounds like mud in the water.
We ain't playing defense, Caleb. So
we'll see. All I know is Tank Bigsby, he did enter the portal, the transfer portal. So that's a fucking stud. I'm telling you what, if he wants to come to Athens, come on, baby.
I don't know. That sounds like bait to me. That sounds like.
Well, he did enter the transfer portal though. He's out of there.
Trying to get some discomfort between the running backs and the fan base right there.
No.
I can assure you 1,000. I can assure you 1,000%. If Tank Bigsby entered the transfer portal, he's going to visit Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd be dumb.
If he was smart, he'd visit more than just one school.
If he was very smart, he would have just picked Georgia to start with, but I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, we won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. He should already been here.
But here, let me throw this one out.
Kevin, he can play this year because of the COVID rule. Any player can transfer and go ahead and play.
I came in to talk about the realignment potential, and just hear me out on this one. I'm sure it's similar to what you guys have already heard or read on ESPN. I was unaware of this, but you have the 4-division pod thing, whatever you want to call it, but do it geographically. Just have the East be Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina. Have the South, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State. Texas A&M, Arkansas, and LSU in the West, and in the North, I know it's a cupcake, but Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. And then you play each team in your pod, but then you have a constant outside of the pods. So that way you get those rivalries that you supposedly are going to lose by shaking up the divisions.
Go?
Huh?
Where's Tennessee again?
Yeah, check, Kevin, but I'm pretty sure if you transfer, you can play right away because of the COVID rule. You get one. I think it is if you do because of the COVID, you still get your 1 year of eligibility, and you can go ahead and play. You don't have to fucking wait a year.
Right. But Tennessee would be in the East sleep, playing with Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. And then you get the constant rivalry game. So you play one team out of each of those other pods each year, and then you get a rotation. That way, each time you play a team, you're going to play them again in 4 years, as opposed to where it is now, where you play them every 6-7 years.
I just still don't see the benefit to Texas and Oklahoma coming into the conference.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of this super conference concept anyway. But I suppose if it has to happen, it has to happen. But I don't know. Call me a traditionalist.
Well, you know, the thing about it is that they say, okay, if they come to SEC, say, okay, what they're making, say, okay, you can go 11-1 in the Big 12, or you're going to make $150 million a year. Or you can join the SEC and go 8-4, and you're going to make $300 million a year. I mean,
this is basically what it boils. This is what it boils down to. It has to make dollars if it's going to make sense, and the fans are the ones that give them the money. when you're talking about a conference that there is a die-hard lock on a lot of these games that these fans want to see. They want to see Georgia, Florida. They want to see Tennessee, Alabama. They want to see Auburn, Alabama. They want to see those every year. That's what a lot of there is an event where Georgia and Auburn, where the state line runs through, that they sit down and the Auburn fans on the left side of the city, on the right side of the city, get together and have a big tailgate. Those type of things are what make our conference little different than the Big 10 and the Big 12, where they seem to reshape things in 5 to 10 years.
We want those games
I can
every
tell
year.
you,
We wait for those games.
Yeah.
Like we fucking drool at the mouth. Like me and you, Brett, we the same way. Like I want to see Auburn, Alabama every goddamn year.
Exactly.
You know, I want to see it, you know.
But
I want to see LSU, Florida every year.
I want to see Florida versus Auburn like they used to. But we lost them. I mean, there's been plenty of historic rivalry games. Tennessee versus Auburn. There's been plenty that have been destroyed by realigning it in 1992.
Well, see, us real SEC fans want these traditional games, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to see it diluted or destroyed by expanding this conference unnecessarily.
And I think that when you look over the course of history traditionally, you will find things like the old
What?
Cut out on us.
really
He said,
think,
ow.
Choppy.
yeah. You really think Georgia's commissioner wants to throw that away on some pod-based multiple choice duck goose musical chairs scenario? No.
I don't know what he was
Because
talking
there's
about.
no-
Cut out.
We lost
To
your
me?
audio.
Yeah, we lost your audio for about 10 good seconds there.
Yeah.
So what I was saying, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. The Deep South's oldest rivalry, which is Georgia versus Auburn. That is the name of the game.
Yep.
The Deep South's oldest rivalry. Do
Right.
you not think that the Georgia fan base would become absolutely unhinged because of that game being just rotated around in some magical duck goose merry-go-round musical chairs?
In
Well,
my scenario, I guaranteed it. I can show you how it would all break down. It's really easy. If you have a constant out of each of those four groups that I mentioned, each team can have a constant rival in the other pods, and that constant rival is a significant rival to each team. Tennessee versus Alabama would still.
Well, see, there's more. There's more
Auburn,
than just one
Georgia.
rivalry.
But here's the thing.
Texas,
But here's the
Oklahoma.
thing, that it doesn't follow that flow chart that you're talking about.
It does.
Because when your rivalries work like this, okay, well, you got who's Alabama's traditional rivals?
Auburn or Tennessee?
Okay, Auburn and Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Georgia has a rivalry with Alabama right now.
Yeah, right now, but I wouldn't call the Georgia-Alabama rivalry traditional.
That's not a rivalry game.
No.
Hold on, time out.
It's a fun game.
Hold on, time out.
It's exciting.
Hold on.
Time out.
Hold on.
I think
let me
Brett's
explain
going
what I
somewhere
mean.
with this.
Sure.
What is the most watched college football game of all time?
A
Name it.
national championship between
Yeah,
two
the
SEC
Georgia
teams.
Alabama national championship.
Yeah.
Time out. If tomorrow you found out that Georgia was playing Alabama in the national championship, guess which would either be the next most watched or the most watched national championship game?
Yeah, I
Georgia,
get that.
Alabama.
What
So
does
you
that
can't
have to
make
do
me
with
believe-
the rivalry? That's not a
I'll get there.
rivalry
Just-
because you have high
Hold on.
ratings.
Time out.
All right,
We'll
get
get
there.
Let him make his point, Big 12, man.
Gee. You know, sometimes
Come
I got to
on.
get out the crayon.
Come on, make the point.
The point of a rivalry isn't necessarily how many games you've played. The point of a rivalry is how impactful that game is between two teams, how much they hate each other, how much they want to beat each other. Because if Georgia beats Alabama, Georgia's finally over the hump. Every time Alabama plays Georgia, it is a measuring stick for Alabama, and every Bama fan knows it. If they lose to Georgia, no. If they lose to Georgia, think about what that means.
Yep. And every time we play Alabama, it's a close game, and they bite their nails more than any other team they play.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, just because you don't see it, don't mean it ain't true. So
No,
because
their measuring stick is Clemson. Their measuring stick is last year's national championship. There is no.
You ask any Alabama
that
fan.
hasn't
Hold on.
beaten them.
You ask any Alabama fan who they'd rather play, Georgia or Clemson, and you see what they tell you.
It's an SEC game. We all are SEC biased. We all love SEC games. I'm not going to argue about the excitement of the game. I'm just saying that it's not a rivalry when you're beating the absolute dog shit out of the other team. And I know it's been closer games, but last year wasn't very close. And you're never in real doubt that Alabama's going to win.
Sir, it doesn't matter if you're beating the dog shit out of the other team. Teams flip-flop every year. Alabama destroys Tennessee. 23 years ago, Tennessee was destroying Alabama.
Right.
Teams change.
Yeah, but things in that rivalry you're talking about, what's the head-to-head Georgia, Alabama?
I have no idea. Pull it up.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can pull it up. Hang on.
In your theory, if this would have happened 15 years ago, I mean, would you even question Florida and Alabama are rivals? If you asked Celine, would you ever have considered Alabama a rival of Florida, even though they met in the SEC championship like 5 out of like 8 years consecutively?
I gotta say, I've not considered Georgia. I've Florida, Alabama as much of a rival as I could name at least 2 or 3 other Florida versus whatever that I would consider more of a rivalry than Florida, Alabama. Hang on. All-time series, Alabama leads 41-25 with 4 ties.
25.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, my point of the matter is you can't preserve every quote-unquote rivalry in the SEC. We have not had the rivalry game. We didn't play Auburn for 10 years. And that used to be an every year rivalry, Florida and Auburn. It's the closest school to the University of Florida. And we haven't.
By the way, Alabama's on a 6-game winning streak against Georgia.
Yeah.
We know.
What was the last one, Celine? You know, it's like 2000.
I just clicked it off. Hang on. I'll get it back. Hang on. The last game they played was October 17, 2020 in Tuscaloosa. Yeah. And Alabama won 41-24.
Yeah.
If we didn't have old fuckface for quarterback, goddamn.
Yeah. If we didn't have 3'7" Stetson Bennett, it would have been a different story.
Well, woulda, shoulda.
Well, we can shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, we can put the blame on that motherfucker all day long, but we didn't play 4 quarters of football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The coaches,
any of the games you played against them, but nobody played.
I wouldn't consider Florida Alabama to be a rivalry as much as say obviously Florida Georgia. That's the number 1 SEC rivalry for us. I'd consider Florida Tennessee to be more of a rivalry than Florida Alabama because we play Tennessee every year. We play Georgia every year.
So here's the problem that you run into. So when you've got teams like Georgia's going to have a rivalry with Auburn. Auburn's going to have a rivalry with Alabama. Alabama's going to have a rivalry with Tennessee. Tennessee's going to have a rivalry with Florida. Florida's going to have a rivalry with LSU. So you can't just clump these in a pod because it doesn't work that way.
I did.
You know, I could stand to lose the LSU game. It wouldn't upset me at all.
Florida's pod, hear me out because I haven't been able to explain. You just keep saying I can't do it, but I did. It's Florida's pod is Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. It's 2 of their biggest rivals in that pod together. You have LSU.
What about LSU? What about
That's
LSU?
a constant, and it's not even a rivalry, so who cares?
If you search SEC pods, it shows what he's talking about.
You know, don't search that pod because that pod doesn't evenly distribute.
Well, it's just an example that you can go by. But
right.
we all understand what you're saying.
Mine
but
has a constant
those rivalries
set of 2
go
rotations.
away.
The 2 rotations guarantee that some rivalries are just eviscerated.
Yeah, you're gonna play every team every 4 years.
Yeah.
This pod flip flopping games is so ridiculous. What's wrong with the format now?
It is.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
The format now is perfectly fine for college football and for the.
If I could do a screen share and diagram this for you, it's extremely easy, and you're guaranteed to play each team within every 4 years. It's way better than the current model, and you still get to keep 4 or 5 of your constant rivals. 5. Who in the SEC has more than 5 rivals? Let's be honest. Like real rivalries, and I'm not pulling things out of the hat. I'm not getting funny about Kentucky has played really good against Florida lately, so that's a rivalry game, or you know, LSU Florida, who was basically just grouped together because they had no one else to slap together in 1992. That's not a rivalry game.
So basically, what you're saying is that you want to take the SEC teams. You're wanting to take the SEC teams and throw them into these fees in a pod format, and then just be like Notre Dame and just pick out who you want to feel like playing.
No,
how does that work out for Notre Dame?
It would be a rotation. You would guarantee
it's
the
off of a
rivalry.
rotation system, like
and then
for
rotate
Georgia.
All the other games.
For Georgia,
like
it would be we would play Florida, South Carolina, Kentucky, Auburn, and then Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. And then the next year, those Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, and Arkansas and Oklahoma would switch to other teams from those other pods.
Sounds like a big goddamn mess and a headache to me.
It's really easy, though. That's the problem, is that you're pretty much guaranteed the same 4 teams the same 6 teams every single year. And
Easy
all
or
you're
not.
doing is rotating out the additional 3 other teams. It's a 9 SEC game season.
But my question is this: why is that necessary? Why is that needed? Why is that wanted? The SEC is strong because of the format that we have used for decades.
Because it's a mess.
Decades.
Listen, time out. Think about if you put Alabama and Auburn in the East. It sounds innocent enough, right? It sounds very innocent. It's like, well, you know, that would balance it out. Okay, Tennessee gets their shit together. Okay, maybe Texas, or in your all's theory, Oklahoma or Texas joining the conference negatively impacts them. And so now you're just looking at a conference that has a Oklahoma, Texas team, and LSU. And then the other division, you have Georgia, Florida, Auburn, Alabama, and potentially a Tennessee or a South Carolina that jumps out of fucking nowhere. So you got 6 teams in one division, and the other division you have 1.
I can see what you're saying. Hold on. I can see what you're saying, and I can understand why that might appeal to some people. But this is the way I am. This is the way I was raised. This is the way I'm always going to be. You don't change anything. Let me finish. You don't change anything except the tires and the gas on a race car.
I know that's hilarious, but the fact that what you're saying to move those 2 teams, and I'm sure they're going to think this thing out, and so we're just throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. Alabama and Auburn leave and go to the other division. You don't think that Alabama and Auburn
Cleveland Guardians, I've seen that on ESPN,
in their 80-something years have had historic rivals with other teams in their division? LSU, Auburn, gone. Alabama, LSU, gone. The little Texas A&M, Alabama thing that they're trying to prop up, gone in an instant. Ole Miss versus Alabama, gone in an instant. And your traditional stuff is gone because you destroyed it. If the pod system is the only way to maintain at least 4 or 5 rivalries.
No, that is the way to destroy it.
I think it's one goddamn big clusterfuck. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, our system has
Oh,
worked for
man.
decades. Why change it?
What
You
are
know
you
what I'm
changing
saying?
your name to? Jesus.
Hey, hang on
So
one
here's-
second.
hold
Bama
on, time
Bank.
out, time out.
Hang on, wait one second. I got to thank Bama Banker for what he did this morning. Thank you for helping me out winning that contest that Lou does every Friday. So shout out to Bama Banker. He helped me to win the photo contest so I can do something nice for
It's
my
not. I
daughter.
don't care about them coming over and joining the conference and bullshit.
wanted to do that
Goddamn,
with
I mean, there's just too much shit involved. I mean, God, like I said, if it
Hold
ain't
on.
broke, goddamn, don't fucking fix it. I mean, geez.
Jesse, hold on. Jesse, hold on. This is the way that I look at it. We get to play, I don't know, let's say 7 teams every year that we play every year. Now you're talking about just playing 4 teams. I
No.
don't see how that helps anything.
No,
Playing 4 teams
God,
every year and then you
listen.
rotate.
Listen, timeout. Listen, there are 6 teams. It's a 9-game conference schedule. Okay, so you would have to add one more game to your schedule.
Having fools. What's up, buddy?
Okay, you would play the same 6 teams every year. You can't tell me somebody has more than 6 rivalries outside of their geography. There's no way. You can't tell me that. And then the other 3 games on your schedule would be one of the other 3 remaining teams in a single pod. You would play. So in my scenario where you had, okay, think of this as a Georgia fan, okay? You're playing Florida, Tennessee, and South Carolina. That's your three of your biggest rivals right there in your pod, okay? And then you add on that, you want Auburn from Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State group. You get them. There's 4 of your rivals. You pick and choose a rival from the West. Do you want LSU? Do you want Texas A&M? Do you want, Texas? Do you want Arkansas? I'm sure they'd give you Arkansas for the strength of schedule, balancing it out. And then out of the North, you get Oklahoma, Kentucky, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. Just pick a rival. Who cares? And then
I guess I'm just a dumb motherfucker. Then I just listen
Hold on,
here. I
Jesse.
just want
Hold on,
to
let him
talk
talk.
football.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
we
Jesse,
just
let him talk.
pick a rivalry. Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
not saying you pick a rivalry, but the SEC would have to work out traditional rivalries, not overload somebody's schedule.
Right.
Some of the fat would have to get trimmed off of these quote-unquote rivalries. Like, no one really thinks Texas A&M and South Carolina are rivals, so they're not going to maintain that fucking game, that series. So they would have to trim the fat off that. I'm not saying that each team gets to pick which rival they want, but the SEC would do a good job at maintaining these rivalries. They did a pretty fucking amazing job in 2020 of getting that shit shoehorned. Okay? So let them and realign the thing like they did in 2012, where they shifted the schedules around because we missed out. I mean, there's teams that missed out on games against opponents. Like Tennessee missed out on playing Auburn for 12 fucking years. They didn't play Auburn for 12 years. We didn't play them for 11 years.
They didn't play
Kentucky
Oklahoma.
played Alabama 3 times in 6 years.
Hey, real quick. I gotta thank. Hang on, real quick. I gotta thank Bama Banker for the super chat. He said, "You're welcome, Celine. Don't always get to watch, but love your content when I can." So thank you, Bama Banker. I do appreciate that. Most
wow. Go ahead.
I understand where you're coming from. But what you're talking about doing is taking what we already have that fans already like, and we're already accepted, and we're already comfortable with.
Thank you, JP.
And then making these rotations, whether you make them at the end of the schedule or whatever. I get it. I understand what you're saying. But that doesn't change the fact that if you turn the SEC commission loose with figuring out who's supposed to play who, they're going to fuck it up.
I just want fucking college football. I don't give a goddamn
guaranteed
who comes to the goddamn conference.
Well, then
You know what I'm
the
saying?
only solution around that is you don't add Texas or Oklahoma.
Okay, we don't want
I'm perfectly fine with that.
We don't
That's
want
fine.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm not arguing for them. I'm just saying that the only way to make this crazy scenario work is you can't just realign the East and the West and maintain everybody's entitled 5 rivalries that they have. You know what I mean? You just can't do that.
Yes, you can.
It's impossible.
Yes, you can.
My whole
No,
way
it's
of
not.
thinking is if
The
you're going
pod-
to add
the pod-
Texas and Oklahoma, they're going to add them regardless of what we think. But personally, I don't really think they're going to join anyways. I think it's all a hoax to try to get a better deal out of the Big 12. I think they just put out these
out of
statements.
out of Fox, out of the TV shows, out of the ones that have contracts, because they only have 2 years left on their contract. I can guarantee you that's what's going on. And every other school that is in the Big 12 right now is having a conversation with them saying, if you guys stay in this conference, we will give money for it. There's no way that the SEC commissioners are going to let these two teams in.
It's also, this isn't the first time they did this.
And the thing that we haven't,
years ago, they
true.
came out and Texas
here's
came out and
the
said
thing
they
is-
wanted to join the SEC. It's nothing new.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to get the
And if you
Fox
take
Just
all
starting
of
the
this,
fucking pot again. It's every fucking 2 or 3 years they want to come out and say they're going to join the SEC. That's all it is. It's one goddamn rigmarole. You know what I'm saying? Just listen here.
well, on top of
Just
that,
give me fucking
for
college
them,
football. All right?
for them to
Let's
join
go.
the SEC, would completely undermine the reasoning, the process, and everything that's already going into place for the playoff system. It screws that up entirely.
Hey, I want to rotate Tiger Cat in at some point. So
All right, I'm gonna jump off.
I gotta jump off too. I gotta head on home.
Well, you can stay a little longer if you want because the champ left. But that's up to you, man.
I'll try to.
All right, say champ.
Signal.
See you, Brett.
Thanks,
Brett.
I appreciate.
I'm not trying to
I always
talk
appreciate
about,
the support, Brett. And now I'm going to bring in
Hey,
the
Gators
lady,
don't
what
have-
everyone in
Gators
the
don't
chat
have
says
that
I'm
youngin' doing,
simping
buddy.
for.
TK.
Everyone says I'm simping for TK,
Hey, TK.
so fine, I'm simping for TK.
Hey guys, y'all. JC was about to say something. Go ahead, JC.
Well, I was just wanted to say that I'm not trying to hate on Texas or Oklahoma because I think any conference would be more than happy to add Texas and Oklahoma. I just don't think they're truly for real about it.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's just a grab for money, more money.
I think I well, it always is. It was for Missouri, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was.
and A&M.
And they still have their high school stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been to Missouri. It's literally goddamn metal bleachers on the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, I just wanted to come on and say, whatever happens, if they do this and they do the pod system or whatever, I really don't mind if we don't have to play Bama every year. So if the champ wants to come back on, he can. That's the main positive I see out of all this.
Well, if Brett wants to come back on, I'll wait till he pops in the background before I.
Okay, because really, I mean, why? I only just got in here because I've been on the phone. The pharmacy might call, so if they call, I'm going to mute myself. But
no, I understand.
Look at this. I just got a message right here. It said Vegas Insider at Buckeye Scoop said that Oregon, UCLA, USC, and Colorado are interested in joining the Big Ten and have made direct overtures. Take them and then add a couple of Texas schools.
why don't they just do two big conferences?
Yeah, I mean, are we on our way to a fucking three?
The South Conference and the North Conference. Celine and TK in a pod, says LW.
Hey, if I'm going to be accused, if I'm going to be labeled the biggest TK simp on the internet, I'll take that.
And that's
I'll
okay.
take it right
It's
now.
okay, Celine. You're a good-looking man.
Yeah.
Well, you obviously need glasses, but never mind. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. And you know what? I will be the first to admit right now, if we go to this pod system and Florida doesn't have to play LSU every damn year, I ain't gonna cry about it.
Yeah, LSU owns the Gator, man.
I'm tired of playing LSU.
I'm tired of playing Bama.
There's one team in the SEC that every team just is tired of playing every year, and for Florida, as far as I'm concerned, I'm tired of playing LSU because, quite frankly, it
You get mollywopped.
well, I don't get mollywopped all the time.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. A lot of those games are closer than you're going to admit to.
Yeah,
But you know what? I wouldn't mind bringing Auburn back as our cross channel rival.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of miss
Yeah,
that.
I'd love to see that again, man. I'd love to see fucking Auburn and fucking Florida play again. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't mind if we did Mississippi or Mississippi State as the cross conference rival for a while, just to change shit up. I wouldn't.
Yeah, back when
I wouldn't even mind if it was Alabama.
That's a good comment.
You know?
He said now the universities are hitting a transfer portal.
I know, right?
That ain't wrong.
Well, under that pod system he was talking about, it would eventually rotate where you would get some matchups that you never see before. That you might have seen, but many years ago, every 4 years you would basically rotate.
Yeah, I mean, there's games out there, their schedule that nobody has seen probably since they've been born. Or the people like us, that have watched college fucking football for 35 fucking years or whatever. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of games that you're going to be like, fuck, they're playing? Yeah, you're going to be interested in it. But then after that, what's it going to be, another fucking 6 years before they play again?
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Rick Sanchez said, "Can you boot this woman from your
No,
stream?"
I'm not
Can
taking
you
nobody
leave,
from
Rick? I can leave because I just
you're staying. I'll boot Rick first, but no, I accidentally hit him and then I unhit him. So sorry about that, Rick. Rick,
watch your mouth, Rick. I like Rick though. I kind of like Rick. I don't know why. Because he sometimes.
You know why? Rick is a polite smartass.
Yeah, he's like a polite smartass.
Yeah, he's a polite smartass.
TK will stay before you, but RODGE can't boot anyone. It's my stream.
Yeah, he's just doing it on his channel. I just got my shit back a couple of days ago, so we left it the same. We just said fuck it.
Yeah.
What is it? Rick saying Celine Driver is her name?
Oh, maybe he meant like boot you.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't be booted from my own stream sometimes.
I was wondering when this stream was going to go. I was wondering when this stream was going to go downhill.
What happened to Gator Zone? Where did he go?
I don't know.
That was Gator Zone. I wasn't sure who that was.
Yeah, I guess Pod Man's gone.
Well, Gator Zone, if you're not coming back on, I got to thank you for you and Big Dog Brett just brought it. It was fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't really want to come in to interrupt because it was going so well.
No, but I think Gator Zone had to go anyway. I think he mentioned he had to take off, but
well, I want Bam to come back because I really, really don't want to play Bama every year. I think I'm kind of excited in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of am too, but at the same time, like me and JC, I think we're on the same page, man. I just, goddamn, if it ain't broke, don't.
It's hard. It's hard to deal with change. That's why
it really is. I mean, because the thing about it is though, this right here is everything right now. It's not about any goddamn thing else. It's about what I can do.
I get it now. Rick Sanchez says I'm the girl.
Yeah.
Rick Sanchez says I he must think I'm bitching like a girl or some such.
Okay, yeah, Michael, that's what we just said. Yeah, Michael Hogue said, Celine and RODGE, what is your take about what I just said? When I think it has a ton to do with the new ESPN deal with the SEC, probably has a fucking lot to do with it. I mean, really, I'm telling you, money will goddamn get anybody to do any fucking thing.
Yeah, money will draw people.
Yeah, I mean, ESPN is, ESPN may talk a good game, but in the end, they're not above making a buck. They have a funny way of going about it, in my humble opinion, but they're not above making a few shekels here and there. So it's all about the Benjamins.
I gotta go.
Hey, thanks for stopping by,
JC. Yeah,
I always appreciate it.
Dang, it's all about the fucking money, man.
Hugs, JC.
At the end of the fucking day, man, like I said,
I got 2 spots in the StreamYard if anyone wants to join. There's the link.
Like I said, we'll fucking figure it out. They'll eventually work it the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the problem with the system we have now.
What would you do for $100? God damn, Rick. No.
RODGE, and I love how it puts grumpy young man.
Grumpy young man. Oh man. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against them coming over and a bunch of shit changing, but man, they just give me some damn fucking college football. I don't give a fuck what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah. I'm a traditionalist. I'm a hard fucking core college football fan. Just give me fucking college football. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, give me college football, but I mean, don't dilute. I mean, the SEC. My humble opinion, nobody else's, not so humble opinion. The SEC is head, shoulders, and titties above everybody.
Oh yeah, the SEC is the best
above everybody else. Yeah. They are up here, and everyone else is way down here. You bring in schools like Texas and Oklahoma, you're diluting the product. You're not bringing anything that's going to improve the brand, the SEC brand, and you're throwing monkey wrenches into a machine that doesn't need to have monkey wrenches thrown into it.
Yep.
I don't understand what bringing a couple old small 12 Southwestern Conference teams into the organization does for the SEC. In my opinion, it brings down the brand, it brings down the quality of the product, it creates a whole bunch of unnecessary confusion. And I am adamant about this one point. If you have to do this, instead of breaking the damn conference up into these pods, which sounds so fucking stupid.
Yeah, pods. We ain't washing clothes. These ain't Tide pods.
Yeah, we're not washing.
We're not going down washing clothes.
Tide pods.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
pods.
If you're going to bring Texas and Oklahoma if you're going to bring Texas and Oklahoma into the conference, then kick two teams out that don't need to be there. Kick Vandy out; they're worthless.
Yeah, they suck.
And kick Arkansas out; they're worthless.
That's what I thought they were going to do. That's when I first heard it. I thought maybe that's what their plan was to do.
I mean, Vandy either should fold their program or go play for the FCS, and Arky can go play for. Fuck it, I don't care. Let them go play for the small 10. They're almost in that general vicinity anyway, so let them go play for the small 10. Those two teams don't contribute anything to the SEC. Kick them out, and let's put Texas in the West with Texas A&M, and you can rekindle that bullshit rivalry and put Oklahoma in the East.
The only reason Vanderbilt stays in
the
SEC is because they're an elite baseball program. Every year they make a run for the college national championship. I mean, every fucking year. And be honest with you, you can look it up. You can look it up.
LSU in the East.
It's like 35 to 40% of the goddamn baseball players over like the past 10 years have come from fucking Vanderbilt University. So as far as if Vanderbilt keeps going what they're doing in baseball, they're not getting out of the SEC. Period.
Well, in terms of SEC, I mean, you can still kick them out of the SEC in terms of football. You can keep them for baseball. I mean, doesn't Notre Dame, aren't they independent in football, but they play in a conference for basketball?
They're in the ACC and everything else but football.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
So put Vandy out to pasture and let them stay in the SEC for everything else.
Yeah, well.
All I'm saying is if
you know how Notre Dame is, though? It's the name. Notre Dame can do whatever.
But all I'm saying, Jesse, is if you got to do this, where you got to add these two idiot teams into the conference, kick the two teams out that are contributing the least to the brand. That way, you can stay with the divisions as they are now. Let's move. We can move
Alabama to the east.
No, I don't want Alabama.
Shut your mouth.
I'd rather have LSU.
Yeah, no, CK, no.
Shut your mouth.
Honestly, I'd rather put LSU in the East and leave the West alone.
Shut Well,
I
see,
don't know.
Michael Hogg makes a good thing. I think like fucking Notre Dame is in the ACC and like baseball and like hockey, they're in the fucking Big 12. I mean, I think they're like in
Turn
3
your
fucking
camera on, Mike.
It's fucking stupid, man. If I'm not mistaken, now you can check it out and look, but it's the weirdest fucking thing ever, man. But LW's right.
Mike
Big
Vixen.
failure. Longhorn Network will fucking go bankrupt.
Yeah, Mike Vick. Okay, it is Mike Vick. Okay, there you are. There he is. The most.
Mike
We had the
Vixen.
champ, and now we've
There
got the
he
most
is.
valuable slot.
That's the man with the plan. That's the man with the plan right there.
Yes, sir.
Look at him. He didn't grow his
Mike-
beard
Hey,
back out.
Paul. Hey,
Mike,
Vic.
quick question. You going live at 6? Turn your mic on, Mike.
No, I think he's thinking about it. Or
Turn
his
your mic on.
internet's slow. His internet's, I think, buffering or something.
Oh.
Like
Give me a
it's-
thumbs up if you're going live at 6.
Oh, he did have his
There
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, there
Jesse,
he is.
we're going to shut down. We'll shut down a little early.
It's
5:55 or something
5:30,
like
so we
that.
go what? 20 more minutes, about 5:50 or something like
Yeah,
that.
25 more minutes. Yeah,
Or
Most
5:55,
valuable
yeah, something like that.
slob.
I love doing live streams. I'm getting addicted to them.
Me too. But
Yeah.
I just haven't been around much because, like, I'm planning shit.
Well, now that it's getting close to college football season, we're all fucking ramping up, man. This is the time. I told you, man, to grab you another couple days on fucking live stream, dude.
Yeah, man.
I know.
I done got.
I know.
Football.
Hey,
YouTube
TK,
rabbit hole.
maybe you can upgrade. Sorry, update us. How's the move going?
Well, I should be there the beginning of October, end of September. And maybe we can do because you said you were going to take me to dinner, right? Or lunch.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
We could do a live stream from my place.
Oh, there he
Absolutely.
is. Yeah, there you go.
What's up,
Hope for
Huffer?
Billy Paul.
There he is.
Hope for Billy
Yeah, yeah. Rodge there. Billy Paul.
Huh, what's up?
Yes, sir.
Now we got us an ACC guy here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on. Can I sing a song?
Go ahead.
Hope for Billy Paul. Hope for Billy Paul. Hope for Billy Paul. Paul.
Damn. I'm gonna have to get that on a recording. That should be my intro music.
That's Hope for Billy Paul's intro music.
There we go. Well, somebody needs to make a stinger about that, but
And then here's one for Rod. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on.
Nate the Great is in the background.
So I was gonna say, while
we'll
you're
try
doing
and
that,
work in, Nate.
Nate the Great.
Here
Never
you go.
late.
Hey, Raj, here's your song. Raj says, get in my Dodge. But I told him he's hold on, let me think about it. Raj says, get in my Dodge. But I told him he ain't a Bama fan, so fuck off Raj. That's Arlene, the Alabama fan. So let me get back to TK because she don't want to play Bama every year. Okay, she don't ever want to play him again. In fact, okay?
Please
So-
bring
I have to go back
back
out and fucking
TK.
clip that out and put it in there.
Let me get
Oh,
back
shit.
to my.
Get back to TK for God's sake.
So,
Yeah, Arlene, get
I'm
back
gonna
in
put a different one.
Get back
You
in the
like
damn
this
trailer,
one,
Arlene.
Celine?
that's good.
You like
The
this
other
one,
one's better.
Celine?
The other
That's a
one's
good
better.
one. You leave that one.
Yeah, that's not bad. So, this ACC versus SEC shit. Now, what in the hell? Why does it Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Penn State come on over to the ACC, maybe West Virginia, and let's just call it a deal? We'll be done with it all.
Wait a minute. Who are they taking from the SEC? You're taking
I said
A&M?
Texas A&M. They're pissed about Texas. So come on over to the ACC. The water's warm. Partly
Oh,
from the
God.
heat in it, but that's a different issue.
Well, Texas. Then you know what? Then you got Jimbo back in your conference again.
Well,
you really
that's
want that?
That's the only negative for that. I get you.
I mean, Jimbo is such a scumbag piece of trash. You know. What I mean?
Yeah. Tend to agree. But I just think it's funny, all this stuff going on. It's great. You want to talk about drama? This is great drama. Texas, Oklahoma.
And Lou's in the background. I guess they
shit.
stopped driving.
Oh, hell. There,
Celine, you can go ahead and rotate me out because I'm about to head out.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Y'all be good, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, see you.
The problem is Nate was here before Lou, so really I should bring Nate in first.
You want me to get out?
No.
No. I mean, Nate was here first, so I'll get Lou in at some point.
I told you I'd pop out for a few minutes if you got crowded in the room or whatever. I told you I'd pop out. It don't matter.
Hey guys,
get yourself a subscription, Celine. You're doing shows every week.
All right, I'll think about it.
And then we can do a show maybe.
Ooh.
And I'll help you pay for the subscription.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Well, I don't mean like that.
that must be. You might have to put that on private, Celine. You can't be putting that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do an Ubu for that or something.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Uvu, the back stream, counts as hours when you don't have a subscription.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does because you're still using StreamYard.
You're still using StreamYard.
All right, I'm gonna drop. Hey, Celine, I'm gonna drop. Let you get the man in here. I love to hear him give his shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what he's got to say about.
Really, if you want to stay in here, buddy, I'll pop out for about 5 minutes.
No, you're RODGE, man. No, you're good. You're good. We'll talk in a little bit. All right.
All right, Lou. Oh, the Dow's up. Well, at least the Dow Jones is up. That's good for the Jews.
I was just thinking of the CNN to trigger Celine.
He thinks he knows what triggers me, but he doesn't really know.
What do you call it? The Communist News Network?
I either call it the Commie News Network or the Clinton News Network.
Yeah, people call it News Network.
How's everyone doing?
Where you at, Lou?
Embassy Suites.
Oh, you're in
chicka wow wow.
You in Charlotte now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least you arrived safe, so
Cool. You got your safe, buddy.
Oh, nice.
Look how pretty.
Very nice, very nice.
Hey, Celine, we're right across from the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Whoopity-doo!
Well, I mean, that's nice. I mean, I would like to go there.
Angel girl. I know I told you this morning, but
I would. Oh yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday, Battle Angel.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, I would love to go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So I'm a little jealous that you're right there because I know you wouldn't know what to do with yourself in there. But
hell, I'd like to go too, to be honest with you.
How's everyone's doing?
Good. We're doing all right. We're doing
Friday night drinking cold beer. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday night just chilling.
They smoking a bunch of weed up there, Lou, in that hotel?
Only in this room.
You only said that because I entered the room.
So Battle is there. Okay. So we got a twofer.
We got to make that happen, Slim. We got to go up there and get fucking go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I'd love to fucking go up there.
Who else would be here, Celine?
Mind at all.
Really?
It's just a long drive for me, though.
Yeah.
Look, Celine, you want to be in the room with them, you weirdo? Just kidding.
I want to be in a room with Lou.
I'm heating up a cheeseburger, by the way. So
you're doing what?
I'm heating up a cheeseburger.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I was listening to y'all some on the way up here, from what I could hear, but you know, the Texas-Oklahoma thing is pretty much a done deal. Probably going to be announced on Monday. But you know, if they want to join the SEC before 2025,
Do you know how much money they have to pay the Big 12?
Oh boy,
$80 million.
Each?
Yeah.
Holy!
Fuck, are you kidding me?
They have to pay the way the contracts are set up between the schools and the Big 12. If you leave the Big 12 before any current TV deal is expired, you have to repay your last 2 years of TV money, which last year was $40 million per school. So that's about $80 million.
Holy shit.
Now, maybe they could work out some type of negotiation like they stay for. Because can you imagine if they announced that they're joining the SEC, how awkward it's going to be for them the next 2 or 3 years in the Big 12?
Yeah, no shit.
And all these games we had scheduled, you can cross that shit off. Georgia had a home and home schedule with Oklahoma. That's out the window. We had a home and home schedule with Texas. That's out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I mean, of course, we'll play them. We'll play them every 6 years, but anyway, now
you saw that too, Jesse.
Yeah, LW says, so which one's dressed up as White Tonto tonight?
Oh, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I brought all the costumes.
Oh shit.
Okay, so which one is going to be Natty Back Steve?
We'll figure that out later. I don't know. I'm a spontaneous individual. I don't plan
No,
shit.
Angel's only going to dress up as pretty women per people.
Okay, I would pay real money to see Battle Angel in the Natty Back Steve outfit. That would be fun.
No, Battle Angel's gonna have Blue in a goddamn a toga with a goddamn the reef around his head and feeding her fucking grapes and giving her a turkey leg in her mouth later.
I'm gonna dress her up like a geisha and bind her feet.
No, don't say that.
Goddamn.
Oh,
Lou.
Oh, mercy.
Hey Lou, are you getting a contact buzz?
No.
I think that's a myth.
Yeah, I don't know. I will tomorrow. I'm sure at the concert. I hear it. I hear it's everywhere there. So.
Where is it? Is the concert in Charlotte or Raleigh?
Yeah. Charlotte. It's in Raleigh tonight.
Yeah, because I listen to Sirius XM a lot. Don't ask which channel. I'm sure you can figure it out. But they what?
Fox.
Good guess, but actually no. But they've been advertising the hell out of. They're gonna broadcast the concert on Sirius XM, and I was thinking, Lou at the Raleigh or the Charlotte conference?
Yeah, you listen to Margaritaville.
I didn't know that. That's cool. No, they're in Raleigh tonight, and it's their first concert since before coronavirus. And then
right, that's what they're making the big deal about. Yeah.
And then tomorrow.
And no, I'm not listening to Margaritaville, TK. No.
I
listen to Margaritaville sometimes.
Yeah,
I do sometimes too, but that's not my main channel for Sirius XM.
I have a question. Can I ask a question for Battle Angel? Because it's a hair question.
Oh boy.
Like head hair?
Yeah.
I fucking knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Jesus.
Because when I move, I want to meet y'all, right? And I want to have her do my hair. Of course, I would pay greatly for her to do something badass, okay? Because I have a feeling she does cool stuff.
Purple.
No. Well, I thought of purple because of LSU, but I've always wanted pink hair.
I have purple hair.
Huh?
I've got purple hair.
Fuck this.
I love your purple hair, and I've thought of purple hair because of LSU. But then what? You can't put yellow because that. I mean, I think I would look maybe more clowny if I put yellow
as opposed to pink.
No, not all pink, just like pink parts.
Yeah, fuck Gary Danielson. I hate that bastard.
Oh, a rainbow hair. Because I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get.
Oh my god.
You're supposed to be an adult.
I know, but you know what? I have never had a life really, Celine.
Celine, she said, "Fuck this! I'm going fucking straight, fucking lady in the street and a freak in the bed."
Celine, are you saying that I'm not an adult because I have purple hair?
No, I'm saying someone with pink hair isn't an adult. Purple is more subtle. Purple is a little more subtle.
I'll do purple because of LSU.
But it's not all purple.
Huh?
It's just purple, some purple in it.
Yeah, not the whole thing. I don't want to have
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures. I mean, I've seen the picture. And Hufflebilly, no, I don't need orange hair, Hufflebilly.
You know how Celine's hair is all gray? Well, hers isn't all purple.
No, I know. I've seen pictures. No, but you know what? Isn't the true Battle Angel that it's not gray, but it's like a chrome gray that is kind of it was in style for a while.
I mean, silver hair is what's in style right now. So
I mean, I may want to do like almost because a girl I work with who's in her late 30s, I think. She colors her hair different colors. She comes with a different color every time. Well, she did this like chromish. It wasn't like gray. It was like silver, but it almost looked like a chrome.
yeah, like it had a little like gold hint to it.
Yeah, it was just cool.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
cool.
that's right. Yeah, red.
And I already have enough gray right now. I don't have all gray, obviously. I still have brown, but I don't want to have to. The thing is, I have to pick a color, not do the whole head, and then like because the gray will pick up the color.
Are there any viewers left?
Yeah, he's 22
Yeah,
in here.
there's 22 people in here.
I'm shocked.
Are you on Facebook, TK?
Yeah.
I have a business Facebook page if you want to try and find it, and
I'll send you the link, TK.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
Oh,
You
wait
can
a
actually
minute.
find me on Facebook too. So
Yeah, we could be
Good.
friends.
I
I would love to do a show with you because I need to. You were one of the okay. Now, Friction Viction is good on the streams, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's great on the streams, but she doesn't get on them much. You have come into this community like so well. It took me a while, but I was telling Lou, I said she's got so much courage, spunk. You're funny. You're good. It's hard being in this all male community, is it not?
Well, she got a good coach, just saying.
Shit, I love her to come in here. I think
People
we need
can be
more of it.
nasty. Like in the beginning.
Well,
No,
yeah, that's true.
In the beginning, I was really trolled. I was like really trolled. People had to get to know me, but
Yeah, I saw
loving her.
I saw that.
When she first got here, she was using her real name in the comments section, and I said, "We got to put a stop to that immediately."
Exactly.
Well,
trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, you had to put the kibosh on that shit, didn't you, Lou?
Yeah.
Oh, and Rob Dog, if that Play-Doh dumb fuck from Texas fan shows up on my stream like he did on Lou's stream this morning, he's gonna get his ass squashed like a cockroach. I guarantee. Lou may put up with that bullshit Texas slob, but I ain't putting up with him in my channel. Forget it. It was all I could do not to kill him off this morning.
We were listening earlier, Celine, and we found it very alarming that you don't speak Hebrew. King of the Jews does not speak Hebrew?
No, I didn't actually get to go to Hebrew school very much because I was somewhat of a problem child.
No, you?
No, not me. I was a fucking angel.
Yeah, say it ain't so, Celine.
Say it ain't so, right?
Well, it is so. I was a horrible child, but my sister was worse.
Yeah, apparently you and your sister don't get along either.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, Celine.
What's up?
Actually, anybody, but you know who Ivan the Terrible is, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's a documentary on Netflix right now about his arrest and trial in the mid-'80s. It's really good. I mean, if you like documentaries, you'd love it. But I mean, Celine, you might find it interesting for obvious reasons, but it's really good.
What is it again? Say it again.
I'm not joking. Last night when my show ended, I wanted to go right to sleep because I knew I had to drive up here today. And I turned that thing on, and I couldn't go to sleep. I ended up staying up 2 hours later than I wanted to. And then today after the morning show, I watched another episode of it. It's really good. It's called Celine. It's called The Devil Next Door.
What the?
But it's an interesting story. Like the guy was living in Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Oh, I said that shit. Yeah.
He was living in Cleveland.
Yeah,
he was living in
fucking
Cleveland.
crazy.
Yeah. He was living in Cleveland, and they found out who he was, and the United States revoked his citizenship and extradited him to Israel, and he stood trial there.
Yep.
He stood trial for the war crimes he committed at a concentration camp in Poland, and but it's really interesting.
So basically,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, The Devil Next Door. It's fucking good. I'm telling y'all.
It's real good.
You start watching the first episode?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
So basically, he's like a terrorist or something like that, or
well, he was a Nazi. He was a Nazi.
Yeah, he's a fucking Nazi. I just basically fucking blow everybody's brains out and shit. I mean, the motherfucker was a ruthless motherfucker, man.
Yeah, and Celine, I don't think you're the type of person that would get this upset by it, but if you are, it shows a lot of his actual trial in Israel. And this was in the mid '80s, and there was still Holocaust survivors around. And there's a lot of it shows a lot of their testimony where they like describe in detail what this guy did, and you know. So
I remember following that. I remember following that trial while I was in the '80s a little bit. I should have followed it more closely. It was
basically he was like
it was upsetting. It was a little upsetting.
Yeah, basically he was.
I gotta tell you, dude.
It's good.
I gotta tell you though, compared to, I mean, I did watch some of the trial, but compared to watching the movie Schindler's List,
I couldn't watch that either.
That movie was upsetting.
Yeah.
That documentary is pretty much like Schindler's List. I'm not fucking kidding. Yeah. It's fucking
if you don't watch Schindler's List and you're not crying at least 3 times in that movie, you have no soul.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm too afraid to watch it.
That's why
I think it's good. I personally think that Schindler's List should be shown in every classroom, or at least every high school classroom in the United States.
Yeah,
well, I don't know about. I know me and Lou are around the same age, and I know a few people are too. But I had to watch it. We actually had to watch it in high school. We actually had to do a report on it. And
we didn't watch that, but we had to read the Diary of Anne Frank,
which was an excellent book.
Yeah.
You just cannot imagine. You just cannot imagine until you read that book the level of depravity that can occur in human existence. But that book,
they're not going to show that movie today in these guys. They're not going to show fucking that movie today in schools. No fucking way.
They should, but they won't. I agree with you.
And do you know, in that documentary, this is crazy. The guy brought a lawyer over. The Ivan the Terrible guy. He brought a lawyer over from America. But of course, Israel's judicial system works totally different than our judicial system here. From everything from the way a courtroom operates and all that. So they needed to find an Israeli attorney.
The hell?
It took them months. There was only one Jewish attorney that was willing to come on board. And that guy got ostracized, obviously. Like he had to go into hiding.
Yeah, he got bad. It's amazing he didn't get assassinated. I mean, that dude went through some fucking scrutiny, didn't he?
Yeah. It's really good. And unless you're somebody that can't stand to hear about some really horrible things, it's really worth watching.
It is. It's a good. It's a good one, man.
These
Like I said,
kind
you'll
of
get
these
hooked.
kind of shows and these kind of books and everything are not for the weak stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time with violence, but I mean, I like true crime, like documentaries, if they don't get into too much, okay, so and so is missing, right? I like to try to put the pieces together like a puzzle, okay? But
Like that Nancy Grace chick.
Nancy Grace.
Well, word to the
I
wise.
think I was watching this to try and kill him.
Yeah. Word to the wise. There's a guy on YouTube. His YouTube channel is Plagued Moth. If you go over and watch his shit, and then you go into, there's a link in there. It sends you to deathhouse.org. Don't go down that wormhole.
No, I can't.
You'll see some shit on there to give you the worst goddamn nightmares you ever had. I mean, I seen some shit on there the other day that I wish I'd never seen.
Because you could see a lot of documentaries and stuff on, ID or whatever that are like true crime, but they don't really get into the, I don't like if something starts, if I start hearing about too much violence, I can't finish whatever it is I'm watching.
Watch Mindhunters on Netflix.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for the fucking third season for that shit.
I haven't seen the second season yet. I haven't seen the second season yet.
Jeez, Mindhunters is fucking awesome.
Because that's about the mind. It's more about psychology.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man. Did y'all see the fucking Ted Bundy tapes?
What?
On Netflix?
No. I think that I heard the podcast.
Yeah, it's a series on fucking Netflix. It's called the Ted Bundy tapes. It shows that motherfucker from day one, like 10 episodes. This motherfucker was orchestrating his own goddamn trial. And the judge fucking said, I commend you, sir. And I commend you for being a grown man and representing yourself. And I'm thinking to myself, this motherfucker murdered goddamn 100 fucking women. And this motherfucker's running his own goddamn trial? Y'all got to see that shit. It's called the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix.
Wow.
What are you doing, Lou?
He's a stool pigeon.
No.
Who was on the stream last summer? I don't remember whose stream it was. And I was complaining about noise in the background, and they were telling me it's no big deal. I'm overreacting. So I spent like an hour on the live stream making every aggravating noise I could think of. Who remembers that?
I remember it. It was not my stream, but I remember it.
I went and got a glass. I went and got a glass.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
And a spoon, and I banged the spoon inside of the glass for like 15.
Yeah, didn't you bang yourself on the table or something?
Yeah, I went in the house and jiggled all my silverware around for 10 minutes.
You beat yourself up on a table or something. You did something.
Yeah.
You slammed cabinets or some shit.
Yeah. Cranked my car up and put my phone right at the tip of the exhaust.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
You slammed your garage door too or something a couple times.
Yeah.
Some bullshit. Yeah.
Hello.
He proved his point. He did prove the point. Hey, Jesse, it is time to wrap up.
Vic's going to be streaming here about 3 or 4 minutes. So yeah. All right, guys. It's going to go back to normal next week. Monday stream or Tuesday music stream. Wednesday Shalane. Friday happy hour back on my channel. It's going to be back to normal. So thanks, Shalane, for putting it back on your channel this week, brother. But like I said, next week back to fucking normal, guys. Tuesday music. Wednesday Shalane. Friday happy hour. So appreciate it.
Thanks for having me in. Thanks for having me in, and I hope to see you all over on VicTube.
VicTube. I'm going over right now.
See ya.
VicTube.
Right.
Bye, everybody. Love y'all.
And guys, don't forget to click that thumbs up button on the way out, please.
Yep.
It does help my
We got
channel.
25-1, brother. You did good, man.
Yeah, the trolls kind of stayed away today. I don't understand that,
Well,
but,
school's getting ready to start back up.
Yeah. And maybe the little kids in their short pants been called into dinner by mommy, so make their hot pockets for them.
D4, thanks, buddy, for coming.
D4 is here. What's up, man? Traveling Fools was here.
Hey man, we gotta do this about once a month, man. We'll put this shit on your fucking channel about once a month. You want to do that? It seems to be really good, and it, hey man, it helps us both get some traffic through other channels, especially if they're
Yeah,
your
but
world.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. I would love to do it, Jesse. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, I appreciate
hey,
you, man.
click one more thumbs up. I'll hit 30.
Yeah, get
Come
one
on,
more,
guys. Give me one more.
Get 30
One
right quick.
more.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is great, man. Like I said, I think your fucking streams, man, have gotten a lot of head steam here lately. It's a good sign, brother. And what we'll do is we'll do it like once a month. We'll bring it on here. We'll do happy hour once a month or something. And,
30. I got 30.
There it is, 30. All right, now we can shut her down. So
we can shut her
all
down.
right.
All right, Jesse.
Love you, Pops.
See you later, man.
All right, see you, buddy. RODGE, you beautiful motherfuckers.
Right.
We'll see you on VicTube.
All right, we'll see you on VicTube.
See you,
And
buddy.
remember, guys, this goes back to Jesse's channel next Friday. I'm more than happy to substitute host on my channel for this stream. It was my pleasure to do it. Jesse is a good guy, good people, and I enjoyed helping him out. But he's got his system back up and running. He's got his shit rewired and reset and redone and recharged, and he's ready to go. So Tuesday he's going to do his music stream. Friday he's going to do his happy hour. I'm going to keep doing my Wednesday thing. Maybe I'll try and work another stream in when I can. But guys, gals, thanks for stopping by my channel, hanging out with me for a couple hours. I do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one.